Hey guys, good day. It's your boy Damien Wolf. Thank you for tuning in to my channel Stray Games. I'm actually Wolf's Den on Facebook and Damien Wolf House on Twitch. Now, today I'm going to be talking about one of the strategies that I use in Diamond and Champion, and we call it the Suicide Squad. Alright? Now, why can't this strategy be good for example, for bronze, for silver, or for gold? Well, truth of the matter is there are specific kinds of skills or abilities that we need that is only available for the monsters when they're already maxed out, right? So let's get right to it. So what do we need to use for Suicide Squad? All right. The first thing that you need to know is that the technique of Suicide Squad is the plan is to get your opponent's monsters' lives as low as possible and get them, hopefully to die with just one hit. Alright, so I'll show some examples of that later. But for now, let's take a look at the cards that we're going to be using. So the first order of business is we need to have a good summoner, right? So for summoners, and well, of course, I forgot to tell you that the Suicide Squad is for the Death Splinter. So if that is available, then the summoner that you're going to be needing is either Thaddeus Brood or Cryptmancer, right? Now, normally, I really use Thaddeus Brood. The reason is because I want to lower any magic damage, right? And that one mana that Thaddeus Brood, I guess, conserves compared to Cryptmancer might mean the difference between putting in the monster that you need and not having it, ready for your team. So, let's do it. Let's get to the monsters. Right, so the first monster that we're going to need is the Cursed Slime Ball. Cursed Slime Ball at level 10 currently has a redemption, but he actually gains it at level 6. So as long as you have a level 6 to level 10 Cursed Slime Ball, you're all good. Alright? The power really is not important, but the skill is the one which is important, which is redemption. Right? So second, we'll have another monster which has redemption. And this monster is called Life Sapper. Right? So he should be, if I'm correct, where is he? Where is he? Okay, let me just find him. He should be here somewhere. He is... No. Where is he? Basically, he also has redemption. Here we go. So Life Sapper currently has redemption and Life Leech. Once again, the redemption is the most important part. So if you have well, there's no sense using the other levels because he only gains redemption on level 8. And we need him at level 8. Now optional for Suicide Squad is another monster with redemption, and that is from the neutral team. And that is Halfling Alchemist. Here he is. So he also has redemption. Now there are builds that we don't need to use him. Normally you would just need 2 redemptions, but 3 won't hurt if you have the mana. And that's why Thaddeus Brood is important, because if we can get the mana cost as low as possible, then we can put in Halfling Alchemist as well. Alright. Now the two most important monsters here in Suicide Squad is Death Elemental, because of weaken, reduces the health of all enemy monsters, and let's have Undead Priest. Undead Priest is... Where's Undead Priest? There you are. So Undead Priest currently has slow and weaken. So again, the important part here is weaken. So between Tadi's Brood already taking out 1 health, Undead Priest taking out another health, that's 2 health down, and then Dark Elemental taking out another health, that's 3 health already down, right? So we already have 3 health down. Now the fourth card with weaken, or which lowers the enemy monster's health, can either be Cthulhu with weaken, or we can use also Dr. Blight. Dr. Blight also has weaken, so it really will depend on the mana. Okay? But normally, Suicide Squad is effective around 15 to 20 mana cap. So take note of that. You can use Suicide Squad in 15 to 20 mana cap. A little bit beyond if you want to use Cthulhu as well. What are the rule sets that Suicide Squad would be good at? Anything which deals damage to everybody, like Poison and Earthquake. Poison and Earthquake are good rule sets to have Suicide Squad. Little League is also good for Suicide Squad, although you won't be able to use Cthulhu, but that's okay. You can use Dr. Blight. And there is another good... Reverse Speed is also pretty good because the monsters have relatively low speed, right? So those are good rule sets to use Suicide Squad. Alright, so let's get started with some examples. So the first one that we have, this is a replay. And this includes all of the components I told you guys above. So we have Cursed Slime Ball, we have Life Sapper here, we have Halfling Alchemist, Undead Priest, Death Elemental, and Cthulhu. Let's look at the mana cap. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So this is 26 mana cap. And I have managed to include Cthulhu. Now this is normally bad for us. Normally bad for Suicide Squad because Suicide Squad usually cannot deal with Backdoor strategies. But since we have Cthulhu here, he has enough to absorb the damage of the Backdoor creatures. Alright, so let's see how we fare here. First, let's calculate how much health it will lessen with on enemy monsters. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So already we have 4 life down for the enemy monsters. Now again the goal is we lower the enemy monster's health down, and then have one of the demolition squad, one of the redemption monsters explode and kill off almost all these monsters, right? So let's look at this one. This is actually pretty scary because there's a Kraken, and look at that life. Kraken has 14 life, but if you look at his support crew, they all have relatively lower life, right? Let's see what happens here. Okay. Alright, debuffs and buffs are now applied. As you can see, his support crew now all has 1 life. And with 1 hit, we take out every single one of his support crew, and we just leave the Kraken there. And we still have almost all of our monsters, and that Kraken doesn't stand a chance right now. There we go. And we win. Okay. Let's look at another example. This time, we're up against Almo Cambio. Now, the good thing about having Death Elemental here, and we're still using Cthulhu, by the way. I think this is a 27 mana. Or, no, 25. So we don't have Halfling Alchemist here. I told you guys that Halfling Alchemist is optional. But he does have an extra. He does add an extra explosion, you know, if we can put him in. But if we can't, Then as long as we have the two of them, Life Sapper and Cursed Slimeball, then we should be good. This one is up against Almo Cambio. Again, pretty high life at 16. But his support crew has relatively lower life, except for maybe Undead Priest. So let's see what happens here. This is normally bad for us because Almo Cambio will reflect damage from our magic users. But again, we are not counting on that. We are counting on explosions happening. And there you go. With one hit, all of his support crew is taken down. And we're just left with Almo Cambio. Oh, he also has Redemption. That's okay. And now it's just up to us killing off this monster. And even if our other crew dies, we have Cthulhu to finish the job. I think this is an equal opportunity rule set. We got that. Alright, let's look at another example. This one is relatively low mana. I think this is just at 1, 4, 8, 10, 15. This is just at 15 mana cap. We do not have Halfling Alchemist, and we do not have either Cthulhu or Dr. Blight. But what's funny here is that he is also using Suicide Squad. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm the one below. So he's also using Suicide Squad, but he does not have Halfling Alchemist. Meanwhile, I do have Halfling Alchemist. Okay, there you go. But we don't have enough for a Dr. Blight or Cthulhu. But we just have the major components, which is Cursed Slimeball, Life Sapper, Undead Priest, and Death Elemental, and of course Thaddeus Brood here. But we were able to sneak in a Halfling Alchemist, and that was enough. For the last space, I just put in a chicken. Alright, let's see what happens here. This is Suicide Squad versus Suicide Squad, but the difference is I have Halfling Alchemist. I think he put in Darkest Mage, so that knocks off all but one of its monsters. But his Redemption has also been activated, but because it kills off my monsters, yeah, he has lower life. So with one hit, everybody's wiped out except for my Undead Priest. So that is pretty funny. Now for the last example, we're gonna go up against our friend Bulldog. Oh, wait a minute. I think we were done with Bulldog already. So this time we're gonna go up against Bloodlust. And this is up against Almo Cambio. And we have another pseudo backdoor strategy with the Naga Assassin as well. Again, we have all the components ready, and we do have Halfling Alchemist as well, and we have a Dr. Blight instead of a Cthulhu. So I showed you an example of having a Cthulhu, and right now with the mana correctly. So let's count the mana. This is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 12, 15, 19. This is 19 mana cap. And we have everybody including Dr. Blight. This is a pretty good lineup actually. But normally, Suicide Squad normally dies to Backdoor. But let's see what happens here. Alright, so I think off the bat, he will be able to kill my Darkest Mage. I'm a Death Elemental. That's not good for us because it brings up his life. But the good news here is that he'll be able to knock off one of our redemption monsters. And that kills off 2 monsters. And then, even though Priest is down, he's down to 2 life for his support monsters. Now, he just needs to kill off Life Sapper. And that kills everybody. There you go. Alright, and we win that one. Okay guys, thank you very much. That's it for Suicide Squad. I hope you guys learned something today. Again, this is for Diamond and Champion. So for those who are in the lower leagues, some of the skills might not be available to you. So just check out the other skills of your monsters and see if it's gonna be a good fit. All right. So once again, this is your boy Damien Wolf. I'm coming at you at my YouTube channel Stray Games. If you like the content right now, please click the subscribe button and the bell notification so you'll be notified for any new videos that I put up. Also, please check my Facebook channel at facebook.com/straylayer. That's actually Wolfstan, and you can check me out at Twitch at twitch.tv/DamienWolfHouse. Alright, that's gonna be it for me tonight, guys. Thank you very much, and I hope to see you in the battlefield. Bye.